It's your boy King Buzz back with those exclusives. Welcome to the channel where we make no excuses. Shout out all artists, engineers, and producers, and I'm back with another video. Y'all know what's going on. Before we get into the vid, I need to say this, man. If you're watching this video right now and you haven't subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button and help your boy out. You feel me? That's all I needed to say. Let's get right into the vid, man. In this video, we're talking about how to find your voice as an artist. All right, now there's some key points and there's some specific ways to really find your voice. Right, there's a couple different things that play a major role in you finding your voice as an artist and actually figuring out what's best for you as an artist. All right, so first thing first, right, is knowing your lane. Right, now, this doesn't mean you have to stay in your lane always. You're allowed to make whatever you want to make whenever you want to make it, right? But you also have to learn the things you like and what you really get a joy out of creating, right? Because when you're having fun and you're really in the moment and you just enjoying yourself while you're creating, you're going to create the best music you ever made. Like when I'm in here and I make a beat and I'll be like, damn, this beat hard. This shit crazy. And I record the hook and then I'm in here and then I turn my speaker up. Next thing you know, I'm goddamn walking up and down the hallway just like, oh, this is crazy. Like I already know once I dive into that hook or I dive into that verse, it's gonna be crazy because I'm excited about it. Like how you feel translates to your music, right? So you want to make sure that you're creating music that you like. You know what I mean? That is very important. Create music that you like, and this is how you're gonna find your voice, right? So you need to figure out what type of beats you like, right? You know, maybe you link up with a producer, you know what I mean, and that producer, he makes the beats that you like. Or if you make beats yourself like I do, I know what type of beats I like. I know the BPMs that I like. Between me personally, between 80 to 90 BPM when I'm making a beat, that's my sweet spot. That tempo right there, 80 to 90, sweet spot. I go crazy. You know, maybe sometimes a little lower, you know, maybe 70 to 90, you know what I mean? That right there, that BPM give us like the soulful vibes. It's more slow and, you know, it's the soulful stuff, and that's my specialty. Like the soulfulness, the samples, the vocal samples, all that stuff, that's my lane, you know what I mean? That's I excel in that area, you know what I mean? I really go crazy when it comes to that area, you know what I mean? So like I said, find a producer that produces the beats, you know what I mean, that you like and that caters to your sound, right? Or you know, make your own beats, you know what I mean? And then another thing, right, like when you're recording, don't be afraid to experiment, you know what I mean? So like your voice is an instrument. We all know this. Your voice is also the most important instrument in the whole entire song. You can do so much with your voice, you know what I mean? So like you don't want to rap in one tone. You want to experiment with your voice. You want to maybe like take your voice up a couple pitches or maybe take it down a couple pitches. And I'm not talking about while you're mixing and mastering. I'm talking about while you're recording. You know, you may like the way you say your words are important, right? So experiment. You might build a whole new sound based off a certain flow you come up with or a certain pitch in your voice, you know what I mean? So you have to experiment, you know what I mean? Don't rap the same on every single track. That's boring, you know what I mean? No one wants to hear that. Well, let me not say that, because like I always say, somebody gonna like it, you feel me? But for the bettering of yourself and for the bettering of your art, experiment, all right? You don't want to rap in one tone. You don't always want to format your songs in the same way. You don't always want to have the same type of beats. Now, understand, I said find a producer who makes the type of beats you like, you know, that caters to your sound. But that doesn't mean that you want the same exact beat, you know what I mean? But there's just like a certain vibe that beats give off, you know what I mean? It don't have to sound exactly the same. All right, so those are really the most important parts, man. It's like finding your sound, you know what I mean? Like recently with my homie King Apollo, his last album, From the South with Love, is so amazing. And that's because the whole project just catered to who he is as an artist, bro. It's amazing, bro. Like I really love that project from him, and I always tell him like, bro, this your best project ever. I don't care about what anybody say. In my opinion, it's your best project ever from beginning to end. It's flawless. It sounds good. And that's because the beats are tailor-made for him. Like, I produced a lot of songs on that album, you know what I mean? And he had some other homies who, you know, contributed, but like those beats just fit who he is as an artist, and that's important. You know what I mean? Like, you know, when you go on YouTube and you type in type beats, like a Drake type beat, Lil Durk, J. Cole, you know, whoever, Kendrick, you know, like type beats, right? When you hear a beat, you be like, oh, I can hear Drake on this. Oh, I can hear J. Cole on this for sure. I can hear. That's the whole point of type beats. So you want to have your own type beat. Like, what does a King Buzz type beat sound like? I know what a King Buzz type beat sound like. You know what I mean? I could play you a King Buzz type beat because I know the type of beats that I like to rap on. So what kind of beats you like to rap on? You know what I mean? Figure that out. Figure out your sound. That's how you find your voice as an artist. You got to figure out your sound. You got to figure out what you like. You know what I mean? You got to figure out how you like to write. You got to figure out your voice. You got to figure out how you like to, you know, the flows you like to use. You know what I mean? People catch on to that when they listen to your music over time. You know how, like, let's say 5-Year Foreign or like Blueface or like Ross, or you know how you got people on the internet who do like impressions of like artists. You know what I mean? That's because those artists have a sound. When you have a sound, people pick up on that. And it can kind of be recreated. You know what I mean? Or you can hear something, or you could say something a certain way, and you be like, damn, bro, that shit sound like something Cole would have said, or that sound like something Drake would have said, or Kendrick, or, ooh, that sound like something Kendrick would do. Because they have created a sound. So focus on creating your sound. What is it that you like to do? What is it that you enjoy doing? And what is it that caters to your sound? What are the things that cater to who you are as a person and as an artist? All right? So that's important. That's how you find your voice as an artist. Never be afraid to experiment. You know what I mean? Never be afraid to experiment. You know what I mean? I do stuff in my music that, you know, people I know would never do. Like, I have an older sibling, you know, that battle rap. You know, if you've been on the channel, then you know. I have an older sibling that battle rap, right? And the type of music that he makes is not the music that I will always make. You know what I mean? Like, he's like boom bap. You feel me? Like, he gonna rap. He gonna bar you to death. You know what I mean? So with me, you know what I mean? Like, using auto-tune and stuff like that, my brother would never use auto-tune or anything like that. That's just not his vibe. You know what I mean? He wouldn't use it. You know what I mean? And honestly, I'm not saying I don't like value my like brother's opinion, but like if I let my brother dictate the type of music I make, I wouldn't make the music that I make at all. But I realize that I have to make what makes me feel good, you know what I mean? So sometimes, you know, turning that auto-tune on and, you know, hitting a couple notes and creating a melody, sometimes that's just how I'm feeling, and sometimes that just feels good to me. And sometimes I just want to be the lyrical guy. I just want to, you know, say some witty lines, and, you know, so it just all depends. But I found my voice as an artist. Like, I know who I am, so I don't feel intimidated or, you know, anything like that by other people's opinions or by what other people do, because I know what I do, and I know how to do what I do really, really good. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, this is just how you find your voice as an artist, man. Just sit down, figure out your sound, figure out the beats that you like. You know what I mean? You can figure this out by just listening to the music you already created. You be like, damn, whenever it's a beat like this, I'll be going crazy. Like, I do okay with these type of beats, but that type of beat, I always go crazy on those beats. You know what I mean? That's important for you to realize when you perform your best. Like, what's present in a track when you really just perform your best, when you feel like you outdo yourself. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, we're gonna keep growing, we're gonna keep going strong. Y'all know what's going on. It's your boy King Buzz, and I'm out of here. Yeah.